cold November morning. Rain hits the windows of City Hospital. Inside, a 19-year-old boy named Tommy lies in a hospital bed. His eyes are closed. His breathing is shallow. Machines beep around him, monitoring his heart, his oxygen, his life. In the hallway outside his room, his brother Marcus stands alone. He is 24 years old, wearing a restaurant waiter's uniform that is still crisp and white from the morning shift, but his face tells a different story. Dark circles under his eyes, a small cut on his lip from working too hard and sleeping too little. He looks at his phone. The message makes his stomach drop. Dear Mr. Marcus, your brother Tommy requires extended hospital care. Current accommodation is inadequate for his recovery needs. Recommend private recovery room. $2,000 per month additional cost. Please contact billing department immediately. Marcus closes his eyes. He counts on his fingers. The money in his bank account is $47. He has 2 jobs and still cannot catch up. He is 24 years old and already drowning. 1 week earlier, at the finest restaurant in the city, the kind of place where a single meal costs more than some people earn in a week. Crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling like diamonds. The floor is polished marble. Every plate is served with precision. Every glass is filled with the perfect pour. The air smells like money and success. At the best table in the restaurant sits Sophia Meridian. She is 52 years old with short gray hair and sharp eyes. The eyes of someone who has spent decades watching people, calculating, thinking several moves ahead. She has $47 billion. She built her empire in technology and real estate. She has attended thousands of business dinners, but something feels different today. Sophia sits with 3 business partners discussing a massive real estate deal. They talk about numbers, profit margins, projected returns. One man says, "This deal will make us another $500 million in 3 years." The others nod and toast with champagne that costs $300 per bottle. But Sophia is not really listening. Something has caught her attention. A young waiter is approaching the table. His name tag says Marcus. He moves with the precision of someone who has done this 1,000 times, but his eyes tell a different story. His eyes are somewhere else, somewhere painful. When he approaches the table, his left hand trembles slightly as he pulls out his notepad. Sophia notices things. That is how she became rich. She notices. "What can I bring for you today?" Marcus asks. His voice is polite and professional, but there is something forced about it. Like he is playing a role. "Champagne," Sophia says. "The 1995 Cristal. And the oysters. The best ones you have." "Of course," Marcus says. But then his phone vibrates in his pocket. He tries to ignore it. He really does. But the vibration comes again and again. 3 messages in quick succession. His hand unconsciously moves to his pocket. He checks the time, 6:47 p.m. His jaw tightens. Something is wrong. "Is everything all right, young man?" One of the business partners asks. "Yes," Marcus says quickly. Too quickly. "Everything is perfect. I will bring your drinks right now." He walks away. Sophia watches him go. She sees him take the phone out of his pocket. She sees him read something that makes his whole body go rigid. Then she sees him disappear into the kitchen. In the kitchen, controlled chaos. Chefs shout orders. Food sizzles on hot plates. Steam rises from pots. Everything moves in perfect synchronization. Marcus pushes through the swinging doors and walks directly to a storage room. He closes the door behind him. Alone, he reads his phone again. Message from City Hospital. Emergency. Your brother is having breathing difficulties. Please call immediately. Message from Hospital Financial Department. Outstanding balance. $4,200. Please make payment arrangements, or we cannot continue treatment. Message from his other job. A cleaning service at night. We need you to work 8 p.m. shift tonight. We are short-staffed. Can you come? Marcus sits down on a box of supplies. He puts his head in his hands. He is 24 years old and he is drowning. He has been drowning for 3 months since Tommy got sick. He works 2 jobs. He sleeps 4 hours a night. He saves every penny, and it is still not enough. He thinks about his parents. They died in a car accident 2 years ago. Since then, it has been just him and Tommy. Marcus raised his little brother. Now his little brother needs him most, and Marcus feels like he is failing. He takes a deep breath. He wipes his eyes. He puts the phone away. He goes back to work. Marcus brings the champagne. It is perfect. The temperature is exact. The pour is precise. He serves it with a smile that nobody can tell is fake, because he has learned to fake it very well. For the next 3 hours, Marcus works. He serves food. He refills glasses. He stands perfectly still while customers eat. He watches Sophia Meridian and the 3 business partners discuss their massive deal. He hears one of them say, "This will change our lives." Marcus thinks about what would change his life. A miracle. That is what he needs. An actual miracle. But miracles do not happen in real life. Marcus knows this. He is 24 and already too old to believe in miracles. The customers eat slowly, enjoying their expensive meal. Marcus stands and waits and watches. That is his job, to be invisible, to serve without being seen. Then, just as the customers are finishing their meal, something happens. The restaurant manager, Mr. Harrison, a severe man in his 60s, who has managed this restaurant for 20 years, approaches Marcus. "You made 3 mistakes tonight," Mr. Harrison says quietly, but his voice is sharp as a knife. "You forgot to refill the water glass. You brought the wrong wine to table 7, and you dropped a napkin on the floor, next to the ladies' chair." Marcus opens his mouth to apologize, but Mr. Harrison continues. "This is the 3rd time this week. Your standard is not acceptable. You look exhausted. You look sick. You look like you do not care about this job." Marcus wants to tell him the truth. He wants to say, "My brother is in the hospital, and I am terrified he is going to die, and I cannot afford to help him, and I am sorry my attention is not perfect right now." But he does not say this, because in the world of 5-star restaurants, personal problems do not exist. "I apologize," Marcus says. "It will not happen again." "It better not," Mr. Harrison says. "We have standards here." Marcus nods and walks away. He can feel Sophia watching him, but he does not look at her. He cannot look at anyone right now. 3 weeks pass. Marcus is exhausted beyond measure. He has been working 2 jobs for 3 weeks straight. He picks up Tommy from the hospital one day. Tommy is discharged with strict instructions. Rest, proper nutrition, minimal stress. The irony is not lost on Marcus. Tommy needs to rest, but Marcus cannot rest. They live in a small apartment above the restaurant. It is the only place Marcus can afford. The rent is cheap because it is basically a closet. But it is home. That night, Marcus is supposed to work the night cleaning job, but he is so tired he thinks he might collapse. So he calls his supervisor and asks if Tommy can stay with him in the apartment while he works the early shift at the restaurant. His supervisor says, "Okay, but only this one time. No visitors in the employee housing." Marcus agrees. He has no choice. He works the night shift. He cleans offices. He sweeps floors. He empties trash cans. He comes home at 3 a.m. exhausted. Tommy is asleep in the apartment. Marcus falls into bed. The next morning, there is a knock on the door. It is the health and safety inspector. It is a routine inspection of the restaurant and the employee housing. The manager must show the inspector the apartments. It is standard procedure. The inspector opens Marcus's door and finds Tommy. "Is this resident authorized to live here?" the inspector asks. Mr. Harrison's face goes red. He did not know Tommy was staying here. "No," Mr. Harrison says quickly. "This is a violation of housing policy." The inspector makes notes. Later that day, Mr. Harrison calls Marcus to his office. "You cannot have unauthorized residents in the housing," Mr. Harrison says. "This is against policy. You have 2 choices. Remove your brother immediately, or you cannot live here anymore. You have 48 hours to decide." Marcus feels his world collapse. He has no money to move. He has no other place to go. If he loses this apartment, he and Tommy will be homeless. That night, Marcus sits on the floor of the apartment and cries. Real tears, the kind of tears that come from deep inside your chest and take your breath away. He is 24 years old and he feels like he has failed his brother. But something important is happening, unknown to Marcus. Sophia Meridian is eating alone at her usual table at the restaurant. Just a light meal. She comes to this restaurant often, always alone. Her assistant mentioned that she does not have family. No husband, no children, no one, just work, as she eats. She notices Mr. Harrison arguing quietly with Marcus. She cannot hear the words, but she can see it. The manager's face is angry. Marcus's face is broken. She watches as Marcus walks away, his shoulders hunched, defeated. Later, as Sophia is leaving, she stops by the bar where some of the restaurant staff are talking. "That young waiter," Sophia says to the bartender. "Marcus, what is his story?" The bartender hesitates. Then he says, "His brother is sick, in the hospital. Marcus has been struggling to pay for it. Tonight, Mr. Harrison told him his brother cannot stay in the employee housing anymore. Marcus is going to be homeless." Sophia nods slowly. She thanks the bartender and leaves. That night, Sophia sits in her apartment, a penthouse that overlooks the entire city, and she thinks. She thinks about Marcus. She thinks about his brother. She thinks about a young man working 2 jobs and still drowning. She thinks about her $47 billion. She thinks about what the point is of having $47 billion. if you cannot use it to help someone. She picks up her phone and calls her assistant. Find out everything you can about the waiter. Name Marcus, who works at the restaurant. Sophia says, I want to know his full name, his contact information, everything. And I want to do it tomorrow. By the next day, Sophia knows Marcus's story. She knows about Tommy. She knows about his parents' death. She knows about his 2 jobs. She knows about his desperation. Sophia's assistant contacts the restaurant. She says that Sophia would like to meet with Marcus about a business opportunity. Marcus has no idea who Sophia is, but he is desperate, so he agrees. They meet at a coffee shop. Not a fancy restaurant, but a simple, ordinary place where real people drink coffee. Sophia sits across from Marcus. She does not smile with her mouth, but her eyes are kind. I eat at the restaurant frequently, Sophia says. I noticed you. I noticed you are a hard worker. I also heard about your situation with your brother. Marcus feels his face go red. I am sorry. I know I made mistakes. You did not make mistakes, Sophia says. You were distracted because you care about your brother. That is not a mistake. That is called being human. She leans forward. I have a position open at my company. It is a real job, with real wages. The position pays $45,000 per year, with health benefits that will cover your brother's medical care. That would allow you to get your own apartment, pay for your brother's care, and have a life. Marcus cannot speak. Why would you do this? He finally asks, You do not know me. Why would you help me? Sophia looks at him for a long moment. She takes a sip of her coffee. Because I have been watching people my whole life, she says. I have watched people with money and power, and most of them are empty inside. They have everything and feel nothing. And then I watched you, a man with nothing, and you were willing to work 2 jobs, to sacrifice your sleep, your health, your future, for someone you love. That kind of character is worth more than all my billions. That kind of character is worth investing in. Marcus nods slowly. Tears come to his eyes. Thank you, he says. Thank you so much. Do not thank me yet, Sophia says. The job is real, but the work is hard. I do not hire people to be nice to them. I hire people because I believe they will be excellent. Can you be excellent? Marcus sits up straight. He looks Sophia directly in the eyes. Yes, he says. I can, I will. Good, Sophia says. You start Monday. I will have my HR department call you with the details. Marcus accepts the job. As he leaves the coffee shop, he feels something he has not felt in months. He feels hope. 6 months pass. Marcus has his own apartment. It is small, but it is clean, and it is his. Tommy is home from the hospital now. Tommy attends a local college. He is studying biology. He wants to be a doctor someday to help people like his brother helped him. Marcus works at Sophia's company. He was promoted after 3 months. He now oversees a team of 5 people. He makes good money. He has stability. He can sleep 8 hours a night for the first time in years. Sophia and Marcus have developed a real friendship. They have lunch together sometimes. Sophia asks Marcus about his life. Marcus asks Sophia about her work. They talk about business and dreams and what it means to make a real difference in the world. One day over lunch, Sophia says something to Marcus that changes how he thinks about everything. Do you know what I realized? She says. I spent 30 years building my company. I made billions of dollars. I achieved every goal I set for myself. And I was empty inside. I was alone. I had no real friends. I had no real purpose beyond making more money. She pauses and looks at Marcus. But then I met you, and I realized that real success is not about how much money you have. Real success is about the impact you have on other people's lives. When I helped you, I helped myself more than I helped you. You gave me purpose. You gave me meaning. You gave me a reason to use my wealth for something that actually matters. Marcus listens quietly. Thank you for that, Sophia continues. You have changed my life as much as I changed yours. Marcus smiles. You gave me a job, he says. You saw something in me that I could not see in myself. You believed in me when I did not believe in myself. That changed everything. 1 year later, Marcus is now a manager at Sophia's company. He oversees a whole department with 20 people reporting to him. Tommy is excelling in college. He is on the honor roll. He volunteers at the hospital on weekends. He helps sick patients and their families. He is living his dream of helping others. Sophia has created a new program at her company, an employee assistance program. When employees face hardship, the company helps them. Not with charity, but with real solutions. Real jobs, real opportunities, real support. The company pays for education. The company provides emergency funds. The company believes that investing in people is the best investment you can make. The program is called the Second Start Initiative. And it was inspired by a young waiter named Marcus and his sick brother Tommy. 2 years after meeting Marcus, Sophia gives a speech at a major company event. She stands in front of hundreds of employees, people from all departments, all levels, all backgrounds. "I want to tell you something," she says to the room. "When I was young, I thought the goal of life was to accumulate wealth. I thought success meant having more than everyone else. I thought the point of business was to maximize profit. I was wrong." She pauses. "I was wrong about what makes life meaningful. And I was wrong about what makes a business successful. The most successful companies are not the ones that make the most money. The most successful companies are the ones that change people's lives, that improve their circumstances, that give them hope." She looks directly at Marcus in the audience. 2 years ago, I met a young man named Marcus. He was a waiter. His brother was sick. He had no money. He had no prospects. He was drowning, but he had something more valuable than all my billions. He had character. He had love for his family. He had the willingness to work hard and sacrifice for something other than himself. Sophia's voice becomes stronger, more passionate. "Marcus, when you came to work here, you did not just change your own life. You changed mine. You taught me what it really means to be successful. You taught me that real wealth is not measured in dollars. Real wealth is measured in the impact we have on the people around us. Real wealth is measured in the lives we touch, the people we help, the hope we create." The audience is completely silent. Every person is watching Marcus. "Today, I am announcing that we are tripling our Second Start initiative budget. We are going to help 500 more people in the next year. We are going to create scholarships. We are going to create job opportunities. We are going to invest in human potential. And it is because Marcus showed me that this is the most important investment we can make." Sophia pauses. "I also want to announce the creation of the Marcus and Tommy Foundation. This foundation will provide scholarships and support to young people from struggling backgrounds. It will help them go to college. It will help them achieve their dreams. It will help them change their own lives and the lives of the people around them." The audience stands and applauds. Marcus stands up. Tommy is sitting next to him, clapping. Sophia looks directly at both of them and nods. It is a moment of real connection, of real understanding, of real transformation. As the applause continues, Marcus thinks about where he was 2 years ago. He thinks about the hospital. He thinks about the desperation. He thinks about the moment he thought everything was lost, and he realizes something. The miracle he prayed for came. But it did not come from the sky. It came from a woman who noticed him, who saw his humanity, who believed he was worth helping. And now Marcus is the one who notices. Marcus is the one who sees. Marcus is the one who believes. He is helping other people. He is changing other lives. He is creating other miracles. Years pass. Marcus is now the vice president of operations at Sophia's company. He manages hundreds of people and millions of dollars of budget. Tommy is finishing his medical degree. He is going to be a doctor. He is going to help people for the rest of his life. Sophia is 60 years old now. She has given away billions of dollars to charitable causes. She has funded universities. She has funded research. She has changed the world. But the thing she is most proud of is not the money. The thing she is most proud of is the people. The thousands of people whose lives have been changed. The thousands of families that have been helped. The thousands of futures that have been created. And it all started because she noticed a young waiter in a restaurant. It all started because she saw his humanity. It all started because she believed in second chances.